Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talking Packers with Steve. I'm doing a little bit earlier today here on Wednesday evening, just because with the weather in our area, my area here, um, where there's another storm front coming through, might lose power. So I want to do this quick and as well of an episode, just like any other week. So, with that said, welcome to Talking Packers with Steve, your host, Steve. As we always do, go over week 9, go into week 10, simple as that, and try to breeze through these as quick or as fast as possible, I guess, in that way. I mean, if people, I know I saw hang out to some people and hopefully they're able to join, so whether I have guests or not, if I am, definitely it's okay for the episode to go a little longer, because I'm always, that's what I want, conversation, for people to join in the conversation, not be afraid, and be able to be on camera and talk to NFL or talk about their own team, their favorite team, and I like. I mean, I respect everybody's opinion, um, and hopefully respect mine. So, if that's going to be occurred, then that is, what I mainly want. But anyways, going over week 9, not much really to say there. I mean, game of the season, game of the week, game of the whatever you want to call it. Raiders Steelers. Raiders almost getting the win there, but not. But not. I mean, they could have been a game that they could have had. Ben Roethlisberger got injured again, was out, and then they still, still got the L. But I think, as I always have been saying for the last couple of episodes and last couple of weeks, that I think Oakland is a team that definitely is on the rise. A team that for sure I see maybe as NFL champions sometime soon. Maybe not this year, but sometime sooner rather than later. I know a lot of people might be puzzled at that degree or that kind of thinking, but that's what I think. I just think Oakland is going to improve this year. Might even make the playoffs this year. Heck, they might even get a win in the playoffs this year, depending on the seeding, depending on all that, how that works out. And then next year could be a run to the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 51. That would be more interesting, intriguing, yada yada. If they did it this year in Super Bowl 50, 50th anniversary, the Raiders in their past, with those great years, excuse me, great years with Jim Plunkett, Coach Madden, going to the Super Bowl, winning Super Bowls. This is honoring the tradition of the Super Bowl, and the Raiders being one of the first few Super Bowls themselves, and so were the Packers. But I think it would have been even more special if they did do it this year, ran the table, and made it all the way to Super Bowl 50. But I don't see that happening. I do see them, though, making the playoffs. And if Denver keeps stumbling and messing up and slipping up, you never know, looking at their schedule and moving forward all the way to the end of the season, that just could happen. I mean, this week they're on a bye, but moving forward, seeing how they'll do, and if Oakland can keep it up, keep winning, obviously they would have to stack up those wins, but they could do it. It'd take a lot to do it, but you never know. Anything's possible. That's why they play the games, right? Another team I want to talk about. That's why they play the games. The Indianapolis Colts. And that's another game I want to talk about from last week. Glass of Team Boy TV, and get with the sports. His Broncos went into Indianapolis, an Indianapolis team that's been struggling for most of the season, and firing people and, changing offensive coordinators, I believe it was, and not knowing what's going to happen for the future of that team or the future of that season for them. And they beat the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are undefeated. The Broncos that crushed and pretty much made Aaron Rodgers a non-factor the week before. Hold him to 77 yards passing total. And yet they can't rein in Andrew Luck. I don't know what's up with that. But, the Colts, I guess they earned the win. They won whatever. A win is a win for the Colts fans. and I respect that, but because I know two people who are fans of the Colts, Stephen A. of Talking to with Jay and Emmy of Main Event Marks, which I also am a part of on Thursday nights, which I will be again not next week, but tomorrow night and next week, and each week moving forward. But even with knowing those two, still have my opinions, and that is that the Colts aren't supposed to be that much. But with the division that they're in, they're going to be winning that division just because of that mere fact, unless they screw up even more here in the latter part of the season because of Hall. Because they lost Andrew Luck for a couple of weeks in in the most important time of the NFL season, in my opinion, for you to have and need your starting quarterback, and he's gonna be out. I mean, no disrespect to Matt Hasselbeck or whoever was their third stringer, but I think the Indianapolis Colts might have to do some shopping this week if they haven't already, and sign a quarterback. And it really doesn't matter who it is. You preferably want someone that knows your system and knows your playbook, obviously. But if you can just pick up anybody, I don't know. Because the Colts and their situation and their division and their record and all that other stuff, getting a win over the Denver Broncos out of nowhere, like an RKO out of nowhere, and them thinking they have a chance to do something in the playoffs, then they might have to look from outside their facility and find themselves a new starting quarterback for this time while Andrew Luck is out. Kind of like the Cowboys, try to do with picking up Matt Castle. And he did okay, and he's doing okay, but you gotta do what you have in front of you. And I always go back to maybe, just maybe, giving Tim Tebow a try, giving him a call, giving him a chance, give him at least a try. Come on now, that's the least you can do for him. I think he earned that much. But if they do stick with Hasselbeck and go forward, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if the Colts can still hold on to that first place, because you never know. With the division that they're in and with other teams stumbling upon themselves, maybe another team might stumble upon that number one position in that division. But and the Bears, the Bears getting a win, that's few and far between. Patriots being the Patriots. But really, like, the game of the week, maybe even game of the season so far. The season isn't over yet, but so far it's the Raiders-Steelers game. I was really hoping the Raiders would pull it out, because I'm really, cheering for them this year. Really, I know I was cheering hard for them when they faced Denver, and have been in the last couple of weeks. So hopefully they can keep, start a winning streak, just like hopefully my Green Bay Packers start a winning streak soon and fast. That would be splendiferous. That'd be awesome. But that's just the little things I want to talk about from week 9. I apologize. I'm just checking to see if some people that I sent the link to were able to get it. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to week 10 NFL schedule. I guess we'll just run through these and pick them, since doesn't really have any guests or people joining us for this episode. Buffalo Bills against the New York Jets. Thursday Night Football on now the NFL Network. So Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network. Buffalo Bills, New York Jets. This one's almost a toss-up, really, in a way. I mean, the Jets, the Bills are kind of on equal footing. They're teams that you would think should be better. The records indicate they, in a way, are better, but their play isn't of that equal. But I'm going to go with the Jets over the Bills at 24-10. Detroit Lions against the Green Bay Packers, I'll go over that later. Obviously, Cowboys at the Buccaneers, and Buccaneers over Cowboys. Um, I'm gonna go 16-10. Tampa Bay over Dallas. Uh, Big Q, Team Boy TV, here's Carolina Panthers. I'm going on the road against the Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna go Panthers over the Titans. Yeah, Panthers over the Titans. Why not? I mean, Titans aren't much. They fired their head coach, and yet then in the next week they're like an entirely different team, almost like the Miami Dolphins. I know a couple weeks ago, and if you haven't seen that episode, check it out when you can. But I was on a kind of a rant talking about Miami Dolphins and their interim coach and how things seemed like it was turning around and all that stuff. It seems like the Dolphins have fallen back to earth. Well, the same thing could be said now with the Titans here in the second week. I don't think they're going to be beating the undefeated Panthers. The Panthers are on a mission, just like the Patriots, only in a lesser extent. So I'm going to go Panthers over the Titans, 35-10. Panthers over the Titans, 35-10. Bears at the St. Louis Rams. Rams over the Bears, 27-13. Saints and Redskins. This one might be a little bit better than you might think. I mean, the Saints aren't all that. They're not the team that they used to be. The Redskins have actually shown improvement in the last couple of weeks, even in some losses and wins. Equally they've shown that they're a better team than most give them credit for. To be quite honest. But I'm gonna go with the Saints over the Redskins, 28-21. Actually, 28-24. Saints over Redskins. Dolphins. Miami Dolphins at the Philadelphia Eagles, or the Archfiend Philadelphia Eagles. Archfiend. On YouTube, he has his own YouTube channel talking Philadelphia Eagles. Of course. I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Dolphins. 20-24, 2-13. Then we got Jay. I'm talking WJ's Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I don't think whether Ben plays, Nigel Jones plays, Mike Vick plays, you could bring back Jamarcus Russell and have him play, and they're going to beat the Browns. I'm sorry. It's just the Browns this year just aren't much. But hopefully, sometimes they can turn around and Jay can have a team to rightly choose for, and the Browns maybe might turn around at some year like the Raiders are now. They just gonna hit that down in the rough in the draft, like Oakland has these past couple of years, not just this past year, in the past couple of years, and actually, I don't know, build a team. And I think that might start maybe in the next NFL draft with getting a quarterback. Because you never know. You never know. It might be the year of the Browns next year, or the year of the Jaguars, to make a turnaround. Maybe not win the Super Bowl. I didn't mean it in that way, but making a turnaround. Because you never know. And that's the great thing about the NFL. You really, truly ever know what's going to happen in a given Sunday, in a given game, given matchup, or given seasons moving forward. So it's always that's what's always unpredictable. That's what the start of each and every season is. Always, interesting, exciting, for the players and for all 32 NFL teams. Everybody's 0-0, clean slate, new year, and you move forward, an open mindset, and see what happens. And you might surprise yourself. So that's why, with NFL players and even with fans of NFL teams, that's why you always have to keep that belief in your team. That one time or one day, one season, and things might turn around. It might turn around for the better. It might not only just turn around for 1 year, but it will stay that way. You got to keep that, I guess, in a way, you got to keep that faith in your team, faith in your fandom. That's why NFL's king. If NFL fans around the United States, world, whatever, fans of all 32 teams, and hopefully all of them believe that their team and one day it could be the next Super Bowl champions. You never know. You never know. One of these years you'll have Oakland in the Super Bowl, maybe even Minnesota. Their team is improving. I mean, that might be a little harder hurt to save since I'm a Packer fan, but I give them respect and credit. I'm not going to just hate them. They have a good team. When we match up against them, It's going to be a dogfight. That's why the game itself is being flexed. At least I believe I read somewhere the game when the Packers are at Minnesota. The game's going to be flexed to the afternoon play because with the Packers and Vikings battling for the NFC North right now it's deadlock. So deadlock tie there, tie for the NFC North. So that would be intriguing. So the Vikings, could be Vikings Raiders in the Super Bowl. You never know. Heck, they face this week in Week 10. Or the Jaguars could have a crazy season, one of these seasons, and they'll be in the Super Bowl. You never know. But anyways, I'm gonna go Steelers over Browns, 35-13. Jacksonville Jaguars against JB of Team Boy TV Live. His Baltimore Ravens. I have the Ravens over the Jaguars. Actually, a closer game and a low scoring game. 13-10 Ravens over the Jaguars. Here's the game that I could actually say even more so than our own game, as in our Packer game, as game of the week, and it involves the Oakland Raiders again. Vikings, Raiders. Vikings tied with us Packers in the division, as I said previously. The Raiders improving, and hopefully their incline is going to be continuous as I predicted, and I obviously hope and believe too. But both teams now facing each other. Will Teddy Bridgewater be able to be cleared to play? Hopefully, because Teddy Bridgewater versus Derek Carr, we could have another shootout. A shootout in the black hole. Shootout in Oakland. And hopefully, that game is going to be on Fox. So hopefully, since it's the Vikings playing, it's going to be on my TV here locally in Wisconsin, because like I said, the Vikings are playing after our Packer game at noon on Fox. So Fox will get the doubleheader, and at least here in my TV market, and I'll be able to watch that game. Actually, be able to watch the Oakland Raiders live. I think it might be for the first time this season. I don't remember. Maybe not. I don't know. But either way, it's going to be a great game. Obviously, I'm going to be cheering for Oakland for two reasons. One, that the Raiders, and I want them to improve and keep improving and showing the NFL that they're not the Raiders of the past, as in the recent past. And if they keep improving, they might be able to say that they're the Oakland Raiders of the glory past in their illustrious history. But we'll see if they'll be able to keep up. But they need to start stringing wins now if they want to get into the playoffs, even sniff it. And the second reason, obviously, as a Packer fan, we want to break away from the Vikings, especially be up a game at least when we face them, in a week or two in that big matchup that's in Minnesota. And it's not a gimme that Green Bay's going to win because Minnesota's a better team than they have been in the past few years, and it seems like Aaron Rodgers and our team usually have issues in Minnesota. Same could have been said when Brett Favre was our quarterback, but that's a different story. So I'm gonna go with the Oakland Raiders over the Minnesota Vikings. I'm gonna go 38-35. The same final score that the Raiders saw this past week against Pittsburgh on the losing end. This time they're going to see it on the winning end. 38-35. Oakland over Minnesota. Patriots at Mike Cologne of Main Event Marks. His New York Giants. The Giants being a thorn in the side of the Patriots for many years. Them being the one to end the Patriots' undefeated winning streak of that season after Spygate. The perfect season could have happened, but in the end it didn't. Giants stopped at it. And both times the Giants won the Super Bowl, they defeated the Patriots. But not today, or not Week 10. Sorry, Mike, but I'm going to go with the Patriots over the Giants. I'm going to go 35-27. Patriots over Giants. Chiefs versus Glass on Team TV and Give It the Sports is Denver Broncos. I roll with the Broncos over the Colts. Broncos over the Chiefs. Sorry, Broncos over Chiefs. 38-17. Arizona Cardinals at Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are the team that they usually are. Arizona, coming off a bye, winning streak. A team that I think could be number one in the NFC if things work out. I'm going to go Arizona over Seattle, 27-24. And then Monday Night Football on ESPN, Texans and Bengals. I'm going to go with the Bengals over the Texans, 24-14. Bengals over the Texans. Bengals staying undefeated, but hey, they might be undefeated now, but I still reserve the right to also say that I don't think they're going to be winning a playoff game. They might get that bye. They might even get number one overall. But they will not be. I don't know. I just don't see it happening yet. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that's predictions for Week 10. Not much else to say with the Packers. 2-game losing streak. We lose to Denver and Carolina. Though I will say it was nice to see Carolina and Denver play at their best when facing one of the best. So that's good. They actually brought their A game. But I don't know. We gotta fix some stuff, especially on defense. Defense is our biggest issue, biggest holes, and well, some of it's on with injury. We didn't have Sam Shields last week. Got a plethora of other injuries that stopped us from really being able to be at 100%. Because I thought at 100% we'd be able to beat both Denver and Carolina, but that wasn't the case. And that really can't be an excuse. It just is it's a fact. But it can also that fact can people will use an excuse. But for me, I'm not going to use an excuse. I'm just using this letting people know things. So I think we can turn around. That's why I think we're going to crush Detroit this week and move forward and hopefully get wins in the next few weeks. Win on Thanksgiving. We have that big game against Chicago. Brett Favre. Brett Favre and Reggie White. Reggie White went into the Ring of Honor there in Lambeau, or here in Lambeau. Obviously, years ago, the late Reggie White, and I was lucky enough to be there for that. And hopefully, I'll be able to be there for the Brett Favre one on Thanksgiving night. Maybe I doubt it, but maybe my friends either at Talking Factory WWJ or maybe at Marks might do a live stream watching that game. But then again, they're with their own families for Thanksgiving, so maybe not. But anyways, I just see Green Bay, stepping it up, getting a winning streak, keeping it going. Maybe stumble on one point here near the end of the season to be 13-3. But beyond that, they've been one of the best in the NFL, let alone the NFC. So with that said, everybody do. Hopefully everybody has a great rest of your day, evening, and weekend. Enjoy some college football, NFL football. I did a video this morning talking about the college football playoff. I know I haven't talked about many other sports because my podcasts here, as I even said in the beginning of that video, are my pillars, so to speak, or the cornerstones, or whatever kind of analogy you want to use. But pillars and cornerstones of this channel, and wanting this channel to grow. I wanted this channel to become something, and this becoming my job, and all that other stuff, and taken seriously. And I've been in talks with some people to become, to be guests or maybe even co-hosts. I'm looking for co-hosts for Steve's Wrestling Ramble and Talking Packers with Steve here on this podcast, this NFL one, and obviously my WWE one. So if you're watching live or watching later on, and you might want to be a co-host, or if ones that I talk to that are part of the other shows that I do co-host with, or do or did or whatever the situation that I do associate with that. Maybe one of those guys might want to quote unquote apply or show interest in being a co-host. And I'm open to changing times and dates to work with their schedule to be able to have another face, or if they don't want to be on camera themselves, or at least another voice here and hang out in live episodes, talking NFL and talking WWE on Steve's Wrestling Ramble. Because I just, like I said, if I had what I needed, if I had not just the subscribers, but had the boost or the help or the necessities to grow. Like one thing I want to get is a new headset or new things or whatever to be heard more clearly. Even though I am trying to talk louder, still people say that they can't really hear you well, which is understandable. I'm not questioning it. I'm sure they're right. I mean, they're the ones who's listening, live or otherwise. But definitely, I'm looking for a co-host for both shows because, like I said, they are the pillars and the cornerstones of this channel, and they are going to be the main reasons beyond my other topics I talk about to help this channel grow. I talk about Gravity Falls. Maybe I might even be doing a video about Modern Family, NASCAR. I'll soon be talking about with the end of the season. Talking about Jeff Gordon, who, again, from my childhood, the '90s, being a '90s kid, I grew up with. Also, I want to say, if I forgot to say in the beginning of this episode, as I did in my college football playoff episode, Uh, and maybe I did say it, but happy Veterans Day to all veterans out there. And thank you for your service. I know I, as a veteran myself, appreciate when people um, share their respects and give respects because it's not only the ones, the men or women that served that are sacrificing and all that other stuff. It's also their families, whether they're married with kids or single and have their own immediate family, like parents, brothers and sisters, and the extended family as well, obviously. But it's the families as well that are sacrificing and that do a lot as well. There's a lot of actually good organizations out there that are like maybe the wives and husbands of servicemen and women. Um, I know when I was at my area in Hawaii, we had some great local chapters there for a support system for families. I think some of those actually were more geared to the married families, with kids and spouses that are left behind while their loved ones are serving overseas. But whatever, to those great things as well that should also get recognition just as much as obviously the ones sacrificing their lives serving the country. So happy Veterans Day to fellow veterans. And again, enjoy your weekend. And if you are interested in becoming a co-host, welcome to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we can talk. We can talk privately and maybe plan something accordingly. And if not, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and all the other jazz. Have a great weekend. Enjoy week 10 of the NFL season because things are starting to pick up and pick up fast. They will. Take care.